This video tutorial I will cover how to inject map having dependent object in key and value using string dependency injection by setter method. Here I have defined the class fruit seller. It has two properties, name and email ID. Here I have defined getter and setter methods for these two properties. And here I have overridden toString method. Here I have defined the class fruit. It has two properties, name and color. And here I have defined getter and setter methods for these two properties. Here I have overridden toString method. Here I have defined the class fruit info. It has one property, map of fruit seller and fruit. And map accept fruit seller object and fruit. Fruit seller is the key and fruit is the value. Both are dependent objects. And here I have defined getter and setter methods for this property. And it has display fruit info method. This is the Spring configuration file. Here we have mentioned fruit seller 1 object, fruit seller 2 object, fruit 1 object, fruit 2 object, and fruit info object should be created by Spring container using Spring dependency injection by setter method. Property element which invokes the setter method. Fruit seller 1 object name will be set as Peter and email ID will be set as peter@yahoo.com. Fruit seller 2 object name will be set as John and email ID will be set as john@gmail.com. Fruit 1 object name will be set as apple and color will be set as red. Fruit 2 object name will be set as grapes and color will be set as violet. Fruit info object has one property which is map of fruit seller and fruit, and this property will be set as map, and the map contains two key value pairs. First key value pair key is fruit seller 1, which is this one, and value is fruit 1, which is this one. And second key value pair key is fruit seller 2, this one, and value is fruit 2, which is this one. Both are dependent objects. Map element is used to define the map and entry element is used to define the key value pairs. What object to instantiate, what object to configure, and how to configure. These information will be there in Spring configuration file. In this example, we have mentioned fruit seller 1 object, fruit seller 2 object, fruit 1 object, fruit 2 object, and fruit info object should be created by Spring container using Spring dependency injection by setter method. Spring container read this Spring configuration file and it creates a fruit info object and configure the fruit info object and manage the complete life cycle of fruit info object. Here I have defined the class app. Here I have created application context object by reading Spring configuration file. Using getBean method of application context object, I am getting fruit info object. Then I am calling display fruit info method. Here you can see the output. Map of fruit seller and fruit contains two key value pairs, and key is fruit seller object and value is fruit object. Both are dependent objects.